damn me.
Good evening, and welcome to Science and Sorcery, the show where they tried to throw me off my game and I recovered real quick. This is a show where science communicators play Dungeons and Dragons, and we are back with our campaign with Mr. Ruin, where we left on a bit of a, not quite a cliffhanger, but there were some cliffhangers in the last session, as our four intrepid teens are on a quest to save and or destroy the world, but are taking a quick detour through M's backstory. They went to a fight club, got in some fights. M, the Tabaxi wizard blood hunter, and Nimbo, the werebear furbolg cleric, were knocked out. Blurta, the Eladrin warlock, was on 6 hit points, when Muck, the half-orc fighter, went down and could not get back up due to a curse magic item that stopped magical healing from affecting her, leading Blurta's fight to end abruptly. Eventually, the party was able to stabilize Muck, but in doing so, Em got a little bit closer to the gods and learned that the presence which has been following them for ages is none other than Shohul Snowsong, the former champion of the god Vias, who happens to be one of Nimbo's patrons. Shohul appeared to M and informed M that the 3 spectral cats, which have been hanging about M for close to a decade, are in fact the spirits of M's murdered mother and siblings. And this brings us to the party's plots to overthrow an evil mayor and let M get revenge for their family's deaths. Playing these wonderful characters is the usual culprits: Alex Holt, Rachel Williams, Sam Langford, and Khalil Thurlaway. And we are going to get back into the story real quick, but after the recap, for some reason now, a couple of announcements. On the 31st of May, you can see Sam, Rachel, and a host of special guests in our Crab Museum collab. What's it called, Sam?
Above the Claw, a Kids on Bikes edition.
Crabs on Bikes.
Yeah.
Crabs on Bikes. So please do tune in for that. I'm sure it's going to be really, really good. That is coming up at the end of this month. Other than that, we've got some amazing sponsors to shout out. The wonderful people over at Valkyrie Dice, valkyrierpg.co.uk. Make absolutely fantastic dice, and you can get 30% off your next order if you... Khalil is trying to show us his dice. His camera's not
He's just showing whole.
Oh, damn.
Happens to the best of us.
Look, I tried. They're
If you
beautiful
use-
and turquoise and glittery and translucent and gorgeous, and they roll fine.
They roll amazingly well. They make great stories. If you use the code SHOWHOLE, no, I kid. The code Sci and Sorcery, you can get 30% off your next order at valkyrierpg.co.uk. So please go and show them some love. Did I forget any announcements, Sam?
Nope, let's play D&D.
Let's play D&D! Okay! The 4 of you settling into... 3 of you, in fact, settling into your beds in the inn that you have rented here in Elmsford. Well, Blurta, deciding she deserves a night of comfort and luxury, vanishes into her pocket dimension, gifted to her by her patron, who, as Blurta sinks into the soft, luscious velvet pillows, she hears the voice of Brum, the Ifriti. It's been a long time since you showed up here, kid. Look like shit.
It's been a long day.
Yeah, it's been a long weeks since I last saw you.
And getting in the direction of the seal. Just have to resolve some stuff.
Uh-huh. What could possibly be more important than getting your eye back?
I mean, we might get murdered by hags before that point if we don't resolve one thing.
You can't stop yourself from making deals, can you?
Actually, this one wasn't me.
Then it doesn't sound like your problem then, does it?
It does if I'm in the room when it happens.
Hmm. Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree with you there. I gave you a simple task, Blurta. Destroy the next seal. You can get your eye back.
I mean, okay. That's a slightly more generous deal than I recall you offering me before, but let's table that particular part for a second. So we are now, from what I understand, like a few days trek from the seal.
Yeah.
Once we're wrapped up here, got supplies, heading on over.
How long's that gonna take?
I don't know. I've never been there before.
You wrapping things up.
Oh, right.
How long's that gonna take?
I mean, the hags are going to come kill us in like 5 days now, I think, so...
Oh, fuck me. You know, I'm not obliged to keep giving you more and more abilities. You don't give me something in return.
I mean, my thoughts were that you were giving me abilities so I could do things for you.
And have you... When have you done them?
They're on my to-do list.
Well, on my to-do list is to make sure you don't get any more access to what I can give you unless you start giving me something back.
Okay, so... perhaps we could make this a bit more amenable if you were to actually give me some more info on this.
What you need to know.
Okay, so... big question here, first of all. So you've said that the seals are blocking interplanar travel, right?
Yes.
Like, why were they even put up in the first place?
Because the gods were all trying to kill each other.
Sorry, you
We're
went
dragging
quite there.
all the planes into it. All conglomerating in your plane.
So, and how does... So if I break the seal, is that just going to be like all the gods are going to start trying to kill each other again?
I don't know. I don't care. I want access to the other planes. And frankly, I can't give you your eye back if I don't have access to the other planes. That was a one-way street. You have to open the road back up.
So have you just like put my eyeball, like fired it off into the plains or something?
No, I've got it in my house.
Which I'm guessing isn't here.
This is a pocket plane. The fact that it's even possible is just a small testament of my power.
Can I insight check that?
Go for it.
I do not have a clue.
He seems pretty confident in that statement.
Yeah, I think I'm just like, I don't know the fuck about like what genies consider powerful anyway, so... Question 2. Do you know if there's going to be any like protections on this thing?
What'd you find at the last one? Cave filled with creatures. hidden doors.
Yes, but I mean, like, are they specifically guarded, or is it just like, was that like
I didn't
happenstance?
make them.
Yeah, but you are my wise and all-knowing patron, so
I
I-
don't know everything. I just know they exist and they're keeping me from doing what I want.
okay. I mean, I would.
They were made by champions from your plane.
Yes, that's much.
Figure out what they were like. Might tell you something about how they made their seals.
I mean, this Casimir guy seems like a right dick, but don't know enough about the others.
Maybe you should find out.
That's the thing we've been doing. So you are obviously a being of considerable power and
Yes.
wisdom and such.
Yes. That's
So,
true.
what would you do right now in my circumstance? Bearing in mind
Well,
that I probably could not, on my own, defeat all the monsters guarding a seal.
you've got your little band, haven't you?
Yes, but then we come back to the hags problem.
I just killed them. They're hags.
They are hags, but you are much mightier than I.
If I were you, I'd have a dig around that mayor's collection of stuff.
Okay.
Probably something powerful in there.
That sounds pretty good. That could be something we could fit in. Do you have any juicy gossip on that front?
I see what you see, and I'm real good at reading lips.
Can you even see when I've got the eye patch on? I mean, I assume yes, but just out of curiosity.
This conversation is giving me a headache.
People say that to me a lot.
I can see why.
But don't worry. Like, we are going to be at the seal as soon as it is feasible to do so, say, like, in a way that we will succeed. And then maybe we can do some kind of eye-based trading.
Get to the seal first and break it, and then we'll talk. Brum turns around, walks off, and vanishes into the smoke that lingers at the edges of this room.
I sag into one of my cushions, and then I rummage around for one of my bottles of wine and just like, I need this.
And eventually, Blurta, you manage to get to sleep. Your patron's threats and suggestions swirling in your head.
I have to know, does Blurta drink from a glass or straight out the bottle?
I was originally swirling a glass like she was doing that, but I think the bottle. Or she has like those mini ones.
Screw caps.
Yeah.
That's like a multi-pack of tiny little bottles of wine.
In the morning, you all wake feeling refreshed, but sore. You've all taken quite a beating the day before in the fight club under the tailor shop.
So may I ask, as we
Yes.
long rest, do I regain any
Yes.
hit points?
You do, because this is a magical regaining of hit points.
Amazing.
Oh, fuck. I need to stop getting knocked out.
I think that is
Yeah.
good advice for all three of you.
Yeah, especially me.
Yeah, it never gets more fun. I do potentially have something that we could try though. On that note, Rachel, Mark,
Go on. What are you thinking?
Nose
another small trickle of blood. One psychic damage. So I don't know how this would work and whether it would be safe to pit the power of some divinity against other divinity, given what's going on these days. But Varaya granted me the power, and they taught me at school how to manipulate it. I've never done it in real life. I've learnt about it, and I was pretty good at this kind of class at school. I'm gonna go into my bag and pull out like one of my old textbooks and be like, okay, curse removal. No, it's remove, cursed.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
We could try an exorcism.
Have you done that before?
Like I said, I did it at school. I'm not on something that is such a powerfully, divinely imbued artifact as the ring of a champion of a god.
Right.
But
well,
we got to keep Muck safe,
What was it?
What have we got to lose?
Well, I don't know. You don't know how this is gonna go.
If there's one thing I know, is that Nimbo, you're really good at school, so I'm gonna trust in that, because otherwise I just die again, and if I die again, that would be really bad.
And
To be fair, yeah.
Nimbo has a GCSE in exorcism.
do you?
But
what's
got
wrong? You look
one of the top grades in the county.
Do you have? If this all goes south and we have to be prepared for that, do you have the solution to that problem?
I mean, yeah, I can bring people back from the dead, and if in a very limited way, if we're quick.
And
Well,
have you done
what are the
that
limits?
before?
Again, did it at school. Have I done it? Have I done it? I can't remember whether I've done it on stream,
No.
since our adventure.
No, none of you have died on stream yet.
Okay, so again,
Surprisingly.
I've never. Oh no, because I did revivify. Didn't I revivify a?
You did revivify a townsfolk who was killed.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
Yes,
I
you
did.
did. You were
Yes.
by the townsfolk. We
Yeah.
did all see that. Yeah.
So, yeah, I've done that in real life once.
As long as you can do that one, then everything else should be fine, right?
100%
Yeah, as long as the
records.
ring doesn't interfere with that, yeah, we'll be fine.
It's a big
As
if.
long as you don't end up ripping the soul out my body or something like
And I
that.
suggest-
That would really suck.
Well, the point is to do the opposite, is to stuff it back in.
Okay.
But also, yeah,
Is being a cleric just like being a base like a humanoid baster?
I mean, there are basting adjacent aspects to it,
Right.
but being a cleric is a very broad and multifaceted set of experiences, and no two clerics experience divinity the same way, and so it's pretty nuanced. I could tell you more if you like, but let's stick to the task at
And are we just going to try that here where we are, or do we want to go somewhere safe in order to try and do it?
And I suggest we get some non-magical healing kits.
That will probably be good preparation, yeah, just in case this goes wrong. And maybe, well, Muck, probably best to do it where you're comfortable, but do you think it'd be better to do it we could go to one of the temples, but would we want to go to the temple of your god, Idal, whose magic is in the ring? Or do we want to do it at one of my gods, maybe Varaya, because she was the one who gave me this power?
I'm not gonna lie, I'm kind of mad at my god right now, so let's go with yours.
The silent treatment it is.
We could do it in the waiting room at the doctor's, and then we're covered.
So you would, Nimba especially, you would all be aware that you can generally purchase healers kits at temples, because they have like basic medical supplies free to use there, but they also sell kits for adventurers, essentially. So
I assume we're
temple
having this
would cover you
conversation-
on two fronts.
I assume we're having this conversation over breakfast.
Probably.
Yeah, dynamics.
Yeah.
So in other news, my patron turned up again last night. He's being pretty pissy.
Yeah, I was gonna say that. Is that good news?
Not really. I mean, I got a little info out of him.
Which was
So I'm sorry. I'm just
Everyone
trying to
leans
remember.
in slightly.
Just like, well, I'm just trying to remember. He can't hear because he has to read lips, so he can't actually hear anything I say. Allegedly, I'm saying that to you, Jagmar, out of character.
Yeah, that's the impression you got.
Okay.
But again, whether or not he's lying, you're not sure.
Okay. So he's getting, as I said, quite pissy that we're taking ages to go up to the seal, which he wants me to break. It's like he said that the seals were basically put in place to stop the gods killing each other, and he said that wasn't really his problem. Which that seems like it would be everyone's problem, personally. But
Can I ask a question above the table? I don't remember our characters being told that we.
Nope, this is the first you're hearing of it.
oh, I thought I'd mentioned it.
No, Blurta has not mentioned that her patron wants her to go break the seal.
No, I haven't.
Oh, I thought I had.
Mm-mm.
No, you
Okay.
haven't. I made a note of it that you hadn't.
I think
Okay,
Nimbo's paused with a fork, like right
Oh,
next to his
right, I
mouth,
thought I
just
told
like.
you guys that.
Blurta has known this fact since Casimir's, the seal in
Mhm.
Casimir's nest, but she has not shared it with anyone.
I thought I told you all about this.
Wait.
No.
Wait, what? This is.
How long has that been the plan?
I mean, I just get a piece of paper and I write it down, but without looking at it, and then just turn it round, and it says, "I thought I'd told you, but he brought this up at Casimir's tomb."
Okay, we really need to be. I thought we talked about this as a group. We need to be sharing this kind of information. You know. So, wait. So, are you gonna do it? Because that doesn't sound like it's in anyone's interest apart from your patron. And
Oh,
obviously, you know, indirectly you. We care about you, but.
I write again, not looking at it, and also I don't look at.
So the
Nimrod's
handwriting
face.
is fucked. The lines go all over the paper.
Is Blurta proficient with calligraphy?
That
Sounds like the kind of thing she would be.
She is not, surprisingly.
Okay, no, then the handwriting is shit.
Yeah, that's fine. I write. Prob's not. Was going to investigate when we got there.
I'm
Okay,
gonna insight check that.
Go for it.
Actually, yeah, I think Nimbo's going to
Blurta,
insight. as well.
deception, or persuasion?
It's 15.
23.
So 23.
23.
That is the truth.
Yes, and Nimbo said, "Okay, thanks for sharing. But can we all agree? You know, make eye contact with everyone. Can we all agree that we're not going to do anything drastic without, you know, consulting the group, without this being a communal decision? Because if the finding out is going to be communal, the fucking around has to be communal as well."
Oh, absolutely.
Agree.
And I write on the sheet of paper besides Brum is a little fuck.
Nimbo reaches over and fist bumps Blurta.
I think for me, Blurta, probs not doesn't give me a lot of confidence, and this is world-ending stuff to be. I don't know, maybe.
I can't write you an essay without looking at the paper.
I get it, but I'm just
Also,
saying the words out loud.
Yeah, and you are not an unimpulsive person, Blurta. You have many virtues, and impulsiveness. I'm not saying whether it's a virtue or a vice, but it's definitely something you have.
And you don't not lie as well sometimes. It's mostly to help, but you do not lie.
Like, put it this way, it's not in my interest to end the world.
Okay.
I'm
That
pleased we're
provides
on
some
the same
relief.
level. Yeah.
I live there.
Okay. Well, that's a shock to the system that I didn't expect to have this morning. Shall we go for a walk, pick up some healing kits at the temple, and try to get rid of this fucking ring?
Yes.
Yes.
Let's swing by the Temple of Varea. Afterwards, I'd like to pop into Vias. There's a call I want to make, but yeah, let's go to Varea.
There is no Temple of Vias in town.
I thought there was. I thought
it's about a day. It's out of town. It'll take you a day and a half to get there.
Oh, did we not go to one earlier in this town?
No, you didn't.
No, I remember.
You went to Temple of
saying
Palace
before the
and
Vias
the
Okay.
Temple
was
of
a bit
Varea.
further out.
Yeah. Yes. Sorry. Going back to the point which I was originally going to raise. Other useful things he did raise, because I said, well, we can't really do anything if we're about to get murdered by hags, and he was like, whatever. And then basically, like, when like I butted him up a little bit, he was like, well, there's probably some cool stuff in the mayor's vault that you could use for that.
Right. Okay.
Sweet.
Well,
Noted.
2 werebirds, 1 werestone.
Mm-hmm.
He did not solely collect were creatures from what Clara the were eagle told you. He also collected magical artifacts.
True.
Do we?
Could be what Brum was referring to.
Yeah. Just making a joke.
Just a reminder. Yeah. No, just a reminder because it's been a while.
This is not a problem to fix right now, but just something for me to raise. If we do need to think about when we get to that how we transport a whole creature to a hag's coven alive, and do we need some form of receptacle in which they can go, which just for us to consider, not right now.
Yeah, I was
How do we
thinking.
put someone in your eye? Is that possible?
From what I understand, like, would I know?
Not yet?
Would I know that that's a thing I'll be able to do later? If I,
No.
I mean, it's not something I can do right now. Maybe I can like.
Cool. We'll keep
Might be
an
able to figure
eye
it
on
out.
it.
Ah,
Okay, well,
That
Also-
does require you to get more powers from your patron.
this is true.
Also, there was the plan B raised where we bring someone who isn't gifted with the blessing of lycanthropy, who deserves some,
yeah.
who deserves some kind of ill fate, and then we infect them and then pass them over. It would have to be very careful about who we choose, because if there's any lycanthropes in the collection, they're victims. We don't need to be adding to that by handing them over to another captain.
I mean, I would. Okay, so to my mind, the options are your bear mummy, who has the upside of fuck her, the downside of she's gonna fuck us over. Option 2, like some other lycanthrope in the collection who are probably innocent, so no. Or option 3, we find like the most like pathetic but also evil guy we can, and hand them over or something.
Yeah, we
Like some kind of local government figure who probably
Oh.
sounds like a bad guy. Seems like he's not liked by his constituents,
Ooh.
and is potentially responsible for some missing people and some people trafficking and some false imprisonment. If only there was somewhere we could find one of those.
What if we said that we had a source for finding more lycanthropes for his collection? And then he came with us, and then you bite him and then we shove him off the boat.
At this suggestion, my eye twitches.
He's not gonna come like on his own, is he? You know, he's a powerful person. He'll come with protection.
I'm sure he's not acting alone. Maybe he's got a top henchman, and we just nab him, and then you can do what you want with the mayor.
Maybe we go in and we free some of the people that he's imprisoning, and they help us.
Yeah, liberation.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway,
Teamwork makes the dream work.
shall we go to the temple?
Yeah.
Yep.
Right, so we're buying some first aid kits first.
Temple.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So how much do they cost? God.
5 gold.
Should we each get 1 or 2?
One
okay,
is
so-
good for 10 uses
I'll buy
Oh, sweet.
to stabilize someone. So
Oh,
Did Blurter, did you say you're paying?
Yeah, on me.
Sweet. Oh, thanks,
Right.
Blurter. Okie dokie. So I guess we kind of, I talk to the priest of Varaya, and I ask if we can. There's like a little side room we can use, or
Absolutely.
a ritual space.
Yeah.
And kind of make Muck comfortable, and So Blurter ready with Blurter or M ready with a healer's kit.
I will just raise here that although I am miraculously good and did save Max life last time, I am actually negatively good at medicine.
So maybe you
the
do moral
healer's
support.
kit doesn't require you to use make a medicine check.
Okay.
It's an action to use, and then you
Okay.
stabilize someone.
But also flavor-wise, sure.
If
We could have
Blurter
M
is
with the med
uncomfortable,
kit,
yes.
and Blurter is the moral support.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
All
right. Before I
But
go
the
down,
aim
just in
support anyway.
case, last words. You guys rock. You're awesome. Don't let them marry my corpse to some guy. And if I die, can you position me so it looks really cool? And it's all good.
Maybe if we put you on a shark into a volcano or something.
or
Fuck yeah.
yeah, what you're the fighter here. What's your what would be really cool for you? Would volcano and shark, or would you have something a bit more subdued, but still powerful?
No, I think volcano and shark's really good. That really
Okay.
works for me. That did something. That hit.
Okay.
cool, easy.
I'll add that
Yeah.
to the long to-do list.
Get shark and volcano.
No more side quests.
Okay, so Nimbo's going to multi-class into druid.
You're saying that Nimbo doesn't already have the
Yeah.
feat that gives you druid spells.
Yeah, he's a hippie.
And a wild shape.
Wild out shape. Yeah, we love you too. And then Nimbo pulls out a knife and holds it to Muck's throat. Just kidding. A little bit of bedside manner there. They told us to break the tension with humor at cleric school. Did it work?
I hate your school. Your school is dumb. I hate your school.
You were
You're lucky I
taught
didn't knock
all
you
this
out.
magic by a grave cleric who was quite a serious woman, but yes.
But there's other there's other tutors on the campus.
Yeah.
And so I kind of take Muck's hand, which is quite big, in my also 2 big hands, and I kind of kneel in front of her and try to like purge my mind of like M and Blurter, and even purge my mind of Muck, which is harder because she's the one that is right in front of me. But I'm just trying to concentrate on my connection to Varaya, even though we haven't directly communicated since the earthquake. But I still feel that power and that connection, and Varaya's presence in every part of the world, whether it's at a huge scale or tiny, like invisible nanoscopic scale. All that balance, push and pull, up, down, in, out, hot, cold. And I feel the kind of static charge of divine magic in this ring. And it feels imbalanced. And I'm going to concentrate on
magic in the ring.
It's not divine, did you say?
No. It's magic, but it's not divine.
Ooh, spicy.
I detected magic on it yesterday, but I don't know.
There's magic.
But I don't know if I was told at school. Actually, no, you said it was like the opposite of healing magic.
It was the opposite of healing magic at the point when you casted Detect Magic, and before then it had always been healing magic.
Okay.
But it wouldn't tell you if it was arcane, divine, or something like that.
So I've sensed that there is no divine magic here, or there is divine magic that is kind of being
Nope.
kind of.
There is no divine magic in this ring that you can sense.
Oh, twist.
Oh my god. The three of you in the room, if you're I guess your attention's probably more on Muck than on Nimbo, but Nimbo's kind of jaw goes like slack. But I'm still trying to stay focused on this thing, ignore what's in the room.
I think Muck has like one eye open, kind of peeking. It's just like, oh shit.
And I'm gonna cast Remove Curse.
Okay, go ahead and make a religion check for me while you do this. As that is, you are in actually make it an advantage because you are in a temple dedicated to one of your gods.
I'm at Mum's house. That's gonna be a 13.
13. Okay. The connection that you feel to Varaya is definitely stronger here. And your anxiety at casting the spell is abated somewhat. Not just by the location, but also by a subtle divine presence that settles in the back of your mind as you cast the Remove Curse on the ring.
Nimbo starts weeping.
Oh no.
Oh, babe.
Like, this is the first tangible bit of divine connection he's had. You know, it's only been a few days, but like, there have been some rough couple of days. You know, like, when someone you really care about isn't texting you back, those days feel long.
Yeah. Muck, you feel something snap. A connection you had to this ring. Your attunement is broken. And you broke a leg.
I was going to say that ACL.
Joking.
I was going to say that ACL tear is going to take ages to heal. Those are bad ones.
Yeah.
Your the Remove Curse takes hold. Your attunement to the ring breaks. It does not remove the curse on the object.
I think as I pour that power into the ring, I think like I'm starting to pull it off Muck's finger.
Yeah.
But not like yanking it off, kind of like it was going to require Muck to kind of relax her finger as well to get out.
If Muck does not stop you, it slides off.
Oh hell no! Get that shit off.
Is it done?
Yeah. It's done in the. And unless you put this on again, you should be safe. And he holds a knife to Muck's throat.
I'm gonna get you back
know.
when you least expect it.
Oh yeah, I know it's gonna be horrible. But curse is still on this ring, and it doesn't seem like I don't quite understand. This is meant to be the token of Idol, right? Token of a god. The magic in here is not divine. This is not magic that comes from the power of the connection with meaning and the connection with gods. This is magic that people have made.
Maybe someone
The
did some
hell?
outsourcing.
Yeah, but that would be like, you know, outsourcing outsourcing farm work to a blacksmith. Like, they're just completely different things.
Or it's
Well, we
like a
found
cheap
it at
knockoff.
Casimir's.
Yeah, and Casimir was a weird guy. He had some tastes, but but like Dugmar, would I know anything about, having gone to priest school? Would I have learned about the heroes, and would I have learned about
No.
whether Casimir had any kind of arcane bent?
The heroes were not part of your teachings. They were essentially like fairy tales that were taught
Okay.
to small children.
Above
So-
knowledge, though, is that last time Rachel Muck got some information, though. Right?
Did I?
Yes.
You had a vision.
Muck did have a vision yesterday evening. A conversation between Casimir and Washara Wildbless, the champion of cows, where Washara seemed to be telling Casimir that the ring was dangerous and not worth the costs, and Casimir chose to ignore her. Also, Nimbo, your religion check yesterday, as you were trying to get a hold of a god, any god, you get a distinct sense of Idol's concern.
Right.
And do we know why? Because I remember us learning that it was the Washara, the champion of chaos, had been working with the other heroes, which seemed weird because from what
Chaos
we knew,
was fighting the
it
other
was
gods.
chaos against
Yes.
the other gods. Okay.
Yeah.
And the reason that was given to you by the priestess of chaos was the gods choose their champions, but the champions make their own choices.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm glad that went well. Glad we didn't need that healing kit or this
Hey.
300 gold diamond. Put that away. Phew,
How many of those you got anyway?
I've got 2.
Should we get more?
Maybe we could. I would hope that we wouldn't need.
Yeah.
I wouldn't need to bring people back from the dead more than twice in a, But yeah, we can. Better safe than sorry.
Where did you buy them? Did you buy them in town here?
I can't remember. And where's gonna sell big diamonds? Maybe the mayor has some big diamonds.
Yeah,
He
That is a
probably
really good
would.
shout.
I'm
You know
A
where we
magic
could get
shop
them from?
would.
De Bears.
I'm more concerned that if you've bought them here in town and then you're suddenly going back to buy more diamonds, again, that is drawing attention to ourselves.
You did not buy them here. You
But I
bought
mean,
them-
even walking into a shop as a teenager and buying a gem that is worth more than most dwellings in this entire town.
Yeah.
I'm honestly, I think 2 is enough. I don't think we need to go in.
Let's just try not to die. How about that?
Yeah,
how about that, gang?
We've already decided, we're not dying here.
Also, because it takes, I'm not saying that I don't want to put my energies into keeping all of us alive, but it takes a lot of energy to do that. And depending on what kind of day we've had, I don't know how much of that energy I'll have left at any one time. So let's
Just not be stupid about it.
Plan A, don't die. Plan B, diamonds. How about that?
Sounds good.
Love it.
As that conversation comes to an end, I'm going to turn round to the aura and just ask, what should we do with this ring?
Make a religion check.
And okay.
Can I be subconsciously giving the help action because I'm a priest of Vias?
I rolled a 21.
allow
It's
it.
fine.
Okay. Yeah, you did it.
Thank you, though.
You get the. It's almost like a subliminal message rather than anything you hear or feel. Keep it safe.
Keep it secret.
We
Don't
still
put
need
it
to
on.
find that volcano then.
We're gonna need a lot of volcanoes.
That ring, do we have a safe place that it can go that won't be easily found?
Well, I could stick it in my little room.
I
Yeah.
don't know if I want your patron to have access to that ring. Is that weird?
No, he's a shit, so that's fine.
Yeah, that would be safe from everyone except him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
So
knowing
that's
what you told us
it's
this morning.
99.9% of a perfect plan with one flaw. We could take turns muling it.
Yeah, I mean, none of us have been pickpocketed up until now, so
I mean,
I meant it's called ring for a reason, right?
is this something that
If you warm it up first, it'll be fine.
I will turn
I'm
to.
gonna say that would be akin to a tuning it.
I will.
Fair. Yeah, it's fair.
I will turn to Yarrow. Right.
Yarrow gives you a look. I don't have any pockets.
Well,
Okay, so-
you have one that's.
So, I once heard this story
What?
about
No.
these halflings and this magic ring, and I always wondered if there was like the problem was putting it on. Why not just like have it like put inside like a little ball of metal so you couldn't actually physically do that?
I mean, we could do that with some wax or something, and then
yeah.
then it'll be hidden as well. We just got a
But
ball of wax.
I have a candle.
You can absolutely take a moment to soften some wax and wrap it around this ring, if that's what you want to do.
I also have a mess kit, which is a tin box with some cutlery in it. We
No,
could just
you-
put it in there.
Yeah, maybe we put the wax ball with the ring in it in the tin box, and then seal that with wax.
Double seal, triple seal. Put it in a bottle of Coran's vintage wine. I can keep going. I've got a 10.
Whoa! Let's not waste it. Why?
All right, fine.
While you're sealing up a ring and then putting it in a box and then sealing up the box, you hear a tentative knock on the door as one of the acolytes comes just to check that everything's okay, because it's been weirdly quiet from this room. Sees you just doing this and just like wanders off muttering about southerners.
Oh, we're just doing drugs. Don't worry.
Whoa! Wait, sorry, my friend's sense of humor.
Oh, which
Well-
kinds?
Well, we're not actually. That was just a little joke.
Oh.
Not right now. But
Okay.
if you fancy hanging out sometime, we're going to be in town for a couple of days. So
I got some Skullbuster 3000.
well,
Some
so
moonshine.
describe this this
Yeah,
young,
this is like
young
a
cleric.
40-year-old woman.
Oh, okay. Hello.
Well, that's
I have this.
that's
bottle.
really nice. I meant more. I thought you might be doing drugs that like you would use for augury or similar magic. I'm fine, thank you.
I mean,
Well-
I have some wine that makes you see other dimensions, but I can't remember what I saw.
You're very odd people.
Um,
Can I help you with anything?
Thank you so much. Actually, we were just wrapping up here. I was
Okay.
just, checking in, reconnecting, and helping out my friend here with a little bit of a little bit of treatment. Everything went swimmingly. Like slightly,
I'm glad to hear.
eyes are still slightly pink from crying. Everything went swimmingly, and we're just taking some precautions, and we're gonna get out of your hair. Thank you so much.
That's absolutely not a problem at all. I'm glad that you've had a good experience.
Yeah, we got to take what we can these days.
Yes, it has been awfully quiet.
Yes, and kind of a moment of kind of
Yeah.
when you share an experience with someone that that no one else really gets. Had that.
You're not the only cleric who's been getting left on the red. Right.
Okay.
You make your way back out of the temple. Where would you like to go?
Was the glass blower just around the corner?
Yeah, that would be ready to pick up. Yeah.
Can I just pop in and grab that quickly?
Yep. Absolutely.
So it's like
I think you paid in advance.
yes. So I just come over to Mark and it's like, Mark, well, this was intended for a sort of memoriam of another thing, but as you just maybe like your life was saved or something, here's a good time anyway. So here's a little glass beaded necklace. This is made of the ashes of your burned dress.
Oh my god, thank you. Look at that, a new life from the ashes.
Exactly.
Yeah,
Just
I relate
have
to
it with
this.
you to say fuck you to your parents whenever you wear it.
Yeah. Have we left the temple at this point?
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're in town now.
Okay,
I'm assuming we were
cool.
walking and talking.
Yeah.
Nice. Fuck yeah. All right, let's go kick some ass.
All
Not
right.
gonna lie,
where
Berta,
would
that's
you-
pretty sick.
Like, I am sick, as they say.
Yeah, you are. And Muck lifts Blurter over her shoulder again, and like walks down the road.
So what was...
Where would you like to go next?
Well, I feel like M's gonna be feeling like a pull towards the exit of town.
The
Yeah.
cats, once again, the closer you get to the exit to town near your grandma's house, the more restless they get.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, go ahead.
Well, I was just going to say, okay, so I'm like... I just sort of turned to sort of Nimbo and them. It's like, if this is like what we're doing, that is fine. But, like, not to... Did M tell us about what the ghosts were?
Nope.
I told you about Shohul.
But not about your
Yes,
parents?
not the cats.
Okay, so, like, I'm not against doing this right now, but we are on something of a time schedule with the hags.
We have 4 days. We will figure it out. The cats that are with me want to go up the mountain. And I'm going. You don't have to come. But I'm
Well,
going.
you're not going alone, so of
Yeah.
course
Can I
we're
just
coming.
insight check? I mean, I'm not quite sure what I'm expecting to get out of this.
You could do a vibe check on them.
15.
15.
I mean,
I think it would be accurate to say that M is very determined right now and possibly anxious, but in a way that is slightly different than normal.
I mean, so I'm assuming we're walking and talking at this point. Like everyone's agreed. Yeah. I mean, just like you're being weird even for you, M. What's like spill?
My family died in the mountains and I want to go back and see them. I want to say goodbye. Do I need to say
Okay.
anything more than that?
No, that covers it, I guess.
Great, thank you. And I will trudge on ahead.
You don't know exactly where you wandered into town from all those years ago. You were a lot smaller, you were traumatized, and it was winter. But you know the general direction. And you know if you follow the path, at least for a while, hopefully things will start to look familiar for you on the way. As you leave the city of Elmsford, it becomes much more noticeable how different the climate is here compared to the other places you've been so far. Despite it being spring, it is colder. There is still snow atop many of the mountain peaks, and you can see snow in some of the higher passes as well. The road at first, you do pass the occasional farmer, hunter, and tradesman who seem to live in scattered villages around the outskirts of Elmsford. But eventually it quiets down until it is just 4 of you and Yarrow. 3 ghost cats, and the spectral following of a dead champion of the gods.
I'll look
As you...
I would be looking to Yarrow and just be like, do you know where we're going? I think I know.
I wasn't with you when you came out the mountains, but
Oh.
we'll find it.
I forgot, yeah.
We'll find it.
Hmm.
The cats will know.
Yeah, they will.
As you continue to walk higher and higher and longer, could I ask one of you to please roll me a d6?
Juggernaut.
I'm happy to do it.
I think it has to be you.
A 2.
2, okay. Can you roll a d8 then?
7 hags.
A 5.
5. You're a couple of hours out of town, and it's been, other than the very obvious change in scenery, which for M, you are familiar with this type of terrain, but for Muck, Nimbo, and Blurta, the mountains are probably not somewhere you've been before, at least not this high up. And the difference in wildlife, in foliage, is very stark compared to places you've previously visited. About 2 hours outside of town, you suddenly start to hear a strange clicking noise coming from above, followed by echoing calls. The clouds here are they're not too high above you, and that seems to be where the noises are coming from. You spot shapes moving through the clouds.
Can I tell anything about these animals from their call? Are they like
Make a nature check.
worldly? Are they
Can I also do the same?
arcane?
Absolutely. Anyone wants to get a better look and also make a perception check if you wanted to.
I'll do that.
Okay.
I
2
failed.
nature, 2 perception.
I mean, a 19.
Yeah, 19
Nature.
for me as well. Nature.
Nice. And Max perception.
Oh, 8.
Okay. It is difficult to see anything. You see shapes. They're definitely bigger than you. They are flying. Beyond that, it's difficult to make out any details. But Nimbo and M, you've heard these noises before. Not necessarily in the mountains, but at least while you were growing up in Elmsford. They are something that occasionally would pass overhead. And Nimbo, you've read of... you might not necessarily have met any whales or dolphins, but you definitely read about them and heard stories about them. And these sound a lot like the calls that were described to you. Except instead of being underwater, they are in the sky. You recall stories of flying whales that were hunted by smaller pods of flying orcas.
And do I know of their friendliness, or?
As you're pondering that, you spot several of them jump out of the clouds before diving back in. And one dives back out beneath the cloud and comes towards you, continuing its calls and clicking.
Is this? Sorry.
Science fact.
After many years of sort of debate on the subject, in the last few years, I believe, they finally did the sort of genetic testing requisite to work out where exactly whales come from. So they are actually nested entirely within the ungulates. So that's like horses, like, and they would have had like ancestors that fossils have been found of, which were kind of vaguely hippopotamus-like.
Yeah. Nerd dice.
Sweet. We also, and this is slightly more commonly known, after years and years of kind of recording and analysis and study, we are just starting to scratch the surface of understanding some of the frameworks through which certain types of whales and dolphins communicate. So, for example, you might have heard that dolphins have names for each other, and I mean, insofar as you can call it like the same thing as what we use, but they do have distinct patterns of sound that they associate with individual members of their community, and that is, we know that now, but there's so much more that we are yet to potentially understand.
I think at that moment, like looking at these whales, I would recall a story that I have known about a similar sky whale that traverses the land above, the skies above, calling and getting no response, and making me feel like I relate. Which is related to the real life version of the whale that does have different vocal calls.
Yeah.
And so no other whales in the world will respond. The loneliest whale in the world. That's real. Very sad.
Wasn't the hypothesis with that it was like a hybrid, so it sort of ended up with a sort of intermediate pitch between the two species?
That would make sense, I guess.
So, in-game question. Oh, sorry.
Did you know that whales are really big?
They are.
Science fact.
I was going to add something to Khalil's fact as well, which is that orcas and other whales have culture, which a lot of people, even scientists, still think is a uniquely human feature. And it is, but with whales and dolphins, most notable through their song, because different locations and different pods have different ways of communicating, different accents, essentially. And one of the people who figured that out was my PhD supervisor, Luke Rundle, who is a pretty cool dude, and he looks like a pirate. That's my science fact. But I think everyone except Rachel is going to get a nerd dice, because whales are really big is not a science fact.
An area of rainforest.
I mean,
an area of rainforest the size of several whales is destroyed every year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's horrible.
I know I already have a nerd dice, but just to throw an additional fact related to that last thing Dagmar said, is that we also have evidence that orcas have the equivalent of fashions. So like they will like learn particular like traits which have no like obvious thing. So there was, for one thing, there was a pod somewhere that for some point in time had a fashion for like wearing a dead fish on their head. And they were all doing it for a while.
I have not worn that hat yet.
That's a stretch.
It's on my list. Anyways, you've got
in-game question.
Yes.
This thing flying towards us, is it a
Yes.
nice sky whale, Like, is it a
Orca.
sky whale or a sky orca?
Sky orca.
Okay.
Should we
Ah,
hide?
shit.
Would it help?
You can try. It seems to have spotted you.
Yeah, I don't think we've got time. We've
Yeah,
interrupted the
no.
conversation as it's coming towards us.
Yeah, it's coming towards you, and it seems to. It's not like diving at you. It's gone down, basically as if to investigate.
You hear a kind of coming from Nimbo's throat, and I'm gonna. So it can understand me. I can't understand
Yeah.
it. So I'm gonna just try and convey the vibe of we don't mean to intrude on any territory. We're just passing through. We're not food. We're actually pretty spicy, but we just hello. We're just passing through. Excuse me. Sorry. Thank you.
You
Well,
get
and
a
it-
response call, and the orca seems to it, like, sort of undulates in the air, in seeming. Make an animal handling or an insight check. Nimbo.
No dice. That's gonna be a dirty 20.
30-20, yeah. It seems excited. It seems excited that you spoke to it. And it seems curious. Not aggressive.
Did they teach you that in cleric school too?
It's a Furbolg thing. We just get on with animals, you know. It doesn't. I think it just wants to find out what we are. You know, maybe say hi. We don't need to be scared. Don't need to be aggressive. But maybe let's also keep moving in the direction we want to go whilst we have this interaction.
Yeah, no, it tracks with them. Like they almost never attack people.
There was that spate of sky ships that started getting taken down by skywalkers, right?
Yeah, that tends to be like when you're an active threat, or like when anyone has ever tried to like bring them into captivity, they get.
Yeah.
They
Wasn't
can
one of the
attack
keepers
then.
at Skyworld like pulled off the ship?
I never
I
got
heard
to go
there's
to
some people that
Skyworld
went-
before it got shut down.
Yeah, I heard some people tried to see the Skytanic, but that didn't go so well either.
Saying that as we're walking.
Yeah, as we're walking
Yeah,
and kind of
yeah,
like,
yeah.
Continuing on your journey, the orca is not coming too close, but it's following you.
Oh,
So Nimbo is behaving as if, like, if you're like on a walk and you meet like a dog without its owner, or like, you see you're walking back from the pub and you see a fox or something. Like very much that kind of like, oh, that's nice. I'm just gonna keep an eye on that as we go.
Blurter is regretting
The
that
rest
she's
of the
out of
pod,
salmon.
the rest of the orca's pod is staying quite high up. It's just there's one single one who's decided to take an interest, and it's not coming it's not even coming within range to attack for one of you to attack it.
okay.
Except
Wait,
Muscle
can I
Longbow,
try
which I think she
something?
threw into the river.
Just to clarify a
Huh?
point, is
Yes.
it's flying? Is it like just
Yeah.
floating, or does it have like wings or anything?
It's floating.
Muck, were you gonna?
Can I try something? Yeah. Can I try and do a flip? Just do like a stand-in flip.
Make
look
an
at the orca.
acrobatics check.
Can I guide her?
Yes.
Please.
I'm like,
don't.
I'm spotting you.
Okay. 22.
Nice.
For
Amazing.
all
Double
the
flip.
times, Muck, you have tried to do a cool flip, and it's not worked.
Mhm.
And then today, it works. And maybe it's the slope that you're doing the flip and you're landing slightly lower than you might be otherwise. You do a flip, you look back, the orca does like several somersaults in a row, like loop.
Yes! It's the best day ever. That's all.
Incredible.
You continue on your journey. The orca still following behind. The terrain eventually, the path splits off. One more well-defined trail continuing to the left, and eventually heading down. And this trail, you can see there is a little signpost to the Temple of Vias. The way the cats go, however, is right. This is more like a goat trail. It's not paved, it's grit and gravel, and the cats dart up ahead, higher into the mountains.
Nimbo gets kind of at first pulled towards the Vias Temple sign, and then sees that that's not the way we're going, and kind of.
The cats are going this way, so this is the way we need to go. I know this is
Yep.
weird, but off trail from here on in. Try not to step on things.
We'll see.
As you carry on down this smaller trail, could someone else please roll me a d6?
I would be happy to.
Okay.
It's a 2.
And roll me a d8.
Okay. Yeah. I'm less happy about this one. It's an 8.
Okay. As you begin walking down this path, Blurta, you suddenly feel a strong pull slightly off the trail through some shrubs. Something that sits deep within your soul that is calling you towards this shrubland.
This is a weird thing to say, guys, but there's like some shrubs over there that like I feel like some kind of deep soul connection to.
Yeah, I know what you mean, man. Like, I feel that all the time.
But like in the specific way to these specific shrubs, not in a ambient shrub way.
Oh, is it like? Is it a sex thing?
I don't think so. I hope not.
Okay. Just wanted to check. I mean, it's fine if it is. Just like, you know, whether you want to talk about it with the
You
whole
broke
group
Dagmar.
or. We're all learning about ourselves, you know.
I mean, honestly, like I'm assuming that these are like the equivalent of like little sort of mountain aspens or something like that.
Yeah, it's quite dense. It's difficult to see through instantly or immediately, but yeah.
So I mean, I have two hypotheses here. So one, it's a trap. Two, there is something genuinely important over here that has some kind of genie bullshit going on, maybe.
How close are we to those shrubs?
They're like maybe 10 feet off the road.
I'm gonna ping detect magic.
It lights up in that direction, and it is not like any magic you've seen before.
This seems like a bad
Those
idea.
shrubs are powerfully magical.
It's not the shrubs, it's what's behind them.
There is something powerfully magical behind those shrubs.
I mean, I'm glad it's not just me being weird then. That's good. That's good.
I mean, do we want to risk having something this powerful behind us if we get into trouble?
I mean, could
Do you
Yarrow go
wanna
have a
try
look
and
for us?
befriend it?
I will turn to Yarrow. Do you think that's a good idea?
Oh, I haven't felt that feeling in a long time. And Yarrow hops off your shoulder and runs through the shrubs.
Wait, no, what? No, come back.
Is it like familiar cocaine?
Is it a sex thing?
Yeah.
Yarrow, it might be.
we turn the corner and he's like, "Don't look!"
500 pikers. Just in
It's
little
just
tiny
it's
gear.
female pikers in heat. Little do people know, very magical.
So runs
Sam
off.
space.
Just
Runs through the bushes. Yeah.
I go into Yarrow's eyes.
You see, looking through Yarrow's eyes, Yarrow has skidded to a halt in front of a shimmering portal. And that is where we're going to pick up after our 10-minute break. See you soon, folks.
Ooh, that's
Ah, shit. Here we go again.
We're marching through the swamp like this.
We're the finger blasters, and we're here to say something.
Gentlemen, this is Democracy Manifest.
Do you wish to consummate this marriage?
Consummate here? No, that's
Not,
for
not, not in that
Yeah.
sense.
not,
Not in the aquarium, Alex!
not in front of the Kraken. It's just a baby.
Maybe like a scene where you got one Bollywood like on a throne kind of thing, and then all the other races are as well.
Making a Bollywood supremacy case.
Yeah.
Yeah, what you're gonna see is with every single breath, her tattoos start to shimmer, and then they start to grow out of her skin into real plants, and even the ones on her neck grow onto her face.
As you
That was
leave,
fun.
you see him kind of like, he's smiling, but he's also shaking his head.
We get that a lot.
Put, a hand gently on a big hand on the small of the back. Not small of the back, sorry, between the shoulder blades. Sorry, not like that. No. Between the shoulder blades. The top of the back.
Roll to seduce the goblin.
Just over the tramps now.
The dragon snorts a little bit and then says, "The conservationists, I have heard it all, and now I see that my nest has been disturbed. What a morning!" And he turns around and begins sort of like trying to tidy up bits of the nest. So, you want to advance my species, is it? How strange.
Murder,
Yeah.
murder.
Your kind of
I think we should set sail again. We've sat idle long enough, Billy. I think we should sail that way, towards those particularly majestic-looking seals. I'll get the clubs.
If you come to the bathroom and come in, you'll just hear a shout going, "No Armani, no Punani."
Oh, jeez.
Yeah.
Missed that perception check, huh? Life can be so short. Do you want to kiss me?
Now that's a fucking critical hit.
Wrong credit.
And we're back. The party, M has just realized that their familiar Yarrow has come to a skidding halt in front of a shimmering portal behind some shrubs.
You get back here right now, or so help me.
Oh, come on, you gotta see it at least.
No, I really don't. We've got a plan already. Whatever it is, well, I can see it because I'm looking through your eyes. It's not that interesting.
Yes, it is.
No.
It's where I'm from.
Oh, well, even better, no. Get back here.
Can we hear this conversation?
You'd probably hear my end. You'd probably hear
Yeah.
my end of it.
Mm-hmm.
Although, if I'm seeing through Yarrow's eyes, no, because I become non-verbal.
Yeah.
So I'm just like shouting to a fake
Blurta,
creature
you
in my
are
head.
still feeling this pull towards whatever is behind those bushes, though.
I'm just gonna go peek over the bushes, just because otherwise this is just gonna be really annoying.
You see Yarrow looking up at this portal before Yarrow eventually goes, oh, and turns around and heads back towards them.
About time. Good. I'll like leave Yarrow's eyes now and be like, climb up on my shoulder, don't move.
Fine.
You know this is important to me, don't ruin it.
Those are rare. Since those things were put in,
We
Does
could always
this
take a look on the way back.
No.
the hub is still there.
We're not going there.
Okay. Fine.
I'm not saying we go through it, but stuff has been coming through holes between worlds, and some of it has been dangerous stuff. And like it or not, the reason we're on this whole journey is, the disintegration of those barriers between worlds.
I mean, at the very least, we should
Meant
have
to keep people safe.
intel to report it to the Crest Guard.
Cool.
You can do
Mental note and move on. Let's do it.
Yeah, we'll report it. We'll call it in when we get back. How about that?
Yep.
Sounds good.
All right. Leaving the portal behind, you continue up the mountain, taking winding deer trails and goat trails. It doesn't look like anyone else has passed through these parts in quite some time. The cats pause occasionally before changing direction and leading you deeper into the Briskwold Mountains. Can someone else please roll me as the day starts to get into late afternoon? Roll me another d6, please.
Oops, 5.
A 5.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and a d6, please.
3.
3. The cats suddenly pause, which you would be aware of, but not necessarily the others. You, after straining your ears for a moment, begin to hear the sounds of claws against rock. Occasional growls. The orca, which has still been following you, swiftly makes its way back to its herd.
Well, that's not a good sign. What do we reckon?
Do we all hear claws?
After a moment, yeah, you can all begin to hear these noises.
Well, which way are the cats telling us to go?
The cats have stopped.
Something that scares an orca.
It's pretty bad.
Probably.
Okay, can I pick a spot that's 30 foot away from us and create the illusion Okay, so I'm going to do something to hopefully give us a bit of distraction, should we need it.
Are you making a minor illusion?
Yes.
Because you don't actually. Okay, so you don't know exactly what it is you're facing or exactly where it is.
Yes. What I want to do is create the illusion of a really juicy-looking mountain goat.
Okay.
So.
Yeah, that fits in a 5x5 cube.
Yeah.
And can I use thaumaturgy to give it like a really healthy, delicious, but also somewhat lost and plaintive sounding bleat? Yeah, like the goat equivalent of a damsel in distress.
Sure. Yes, I'll let you do this. Are you
a Capricorn in a Miss Hapricorn?
Blurta, you're making this this goat illusion about 30 feet away from you, you said?
And that's all I can do.
Are you trying to hide your own presence?
I assume I would drop into cover and then cast it.
Yeah, should we all fucking hide?
Everyone, please make me a stealth check.
Okie doke.
Yeah.
21.
Nice.
I'm a 17.
Rachel,
Can I interest you in a science fact?
Sitting really still.
Did you use your D6?
No science facts after you roll.
I know.
Rachel, you with us?
I think we have lost Muck. I think Muck
Muck's
has
rolled a crit on her stealth. She's just gone.
That's actually just a cardboard cutout of Rachel. Like the real Rachel is behind you.
There we go. What did you get, Nimbo?
I got a dirty 1.
Which is like how the Irish say 31.
Okay. Now this was going to be a group check. So how this plays out, currently it's playing out in favor of stealth.
Oh, because, yeah.
Because
and also,
Rachel is not currently present.
I assume we didn't get like a D&D Beyond notification or anything.
I can have a look in the campaign, actually. That's
I think probably the reason that Nimbo gets a 1, although it wasn't a natural one, but gets a 1 is that
which is why it's not a fail for the party.
Yeah, because he would have been casting Shillelagh as well in preparation, so that kind of like slight glow to his club is probably not helping him hide.
I just picture you cast Shillelagh by holding up your staff and shouting Shillelagh. Shillelagh!
in a really terrible Irish accent.
Yes.
Yeah, like an American tourist on St. Patrick's Day.
Ooh.
I don't believe Rachel has rolled anything in D&D Beyond, so this might be. I'm gonna say for now it's a success, and then when Muck might make a real loud noise at some point, that shifts things around.
Rachel reconnecting.
Oh, here we go. You've made a goat. You've made a loud noise. Muck, what was your stealth check, please?
Oh, it's gonna be bad, so let's have a little look.
Oh shit.
Well, someone got a dirty 1, so.
Oh, that is dirty.
Yeah, Blurter.
Okay, well, if I wasn't rolling with disadvantage, I would have crit, but I got a 15. Still actually not bad.
Nope, that's a group success then, in that case, I believe. Where did my stat block go? Yeah, that is a success. As you create this goat, you all crouch down in the underbrush, and one of you, Blorta, you manage to sort of bat Nimbo's shillelagh staff away and deeper into the hollow that you're currently sort of half lying in. You make this goat, Nimbo, you cast thaumaturgy. And after, it takes a moment, But then you suddenly see appearing, jumping, swatting at this goat, which vanishes. A blue-gray scaled beast on 4 legs. A long horn protruding from its face. Tail swishing behind it as it calls out. It looks a little like a dragon, but it's much smaller. And it saunters back over to the way it came.
Fuck. That was terrifying.
What do we do?
Yeah, do we want to get out of here? Like, do we get the sense that this creature has, like, moved on?
So it went back to where it was, right?
No, you could still hear the noises.
Do we know if it's, like, native to this area? Is it native
Make
to this plane?
a nature check.
Can I also do that?
Absolutely.
If I make an Arcana check,
Sure. Given what this creature is.
nat 20 for 23.
Nice.
I didn't even use the Valkyrie dice. Like, it's not the dice's fault. It's me. I'm the problem. Hello.
Remove curse on yourself. Hello.
Yeah, Nimbo reaches through the screen and reaches out and touches my face and burns a 3rd level slot.
And in that case, Sam, what did you get on your nature?
14.
It's definitely some kind of dragon. You're not overly familiar with this one, though. It doesn't look like a dragon. There's no wings. It's way smaller, probably about the size of a horse, and not a particularly big one. Blurta, you have read about creatures like this. This looks to be a guard drake. These are creatures that are created out of dragon scales through often bizarre rituals. They're kind of like dragon guard dogs. They are very territorial. They are created by cults, but also by dragons themselves for protective purposes. So they are not native to this plane, but they are, at the same time, they're not necessarily entirely natural.
I write down, like, the Cliff Notes version of that and just show it to the other.
Okay.
So it's going to be guarding something.
What?
Do we want to follow it?
Well, this is
See what it's guarding?
This is the way we're meant to be going. What is it guarding this way? I guess if we can try to follow it quietly, then that would be good.
Did it come in? What direction did it come from? Did it come from the direction that we're heading in?
Yeah.
I mean, do we want it to follow it, or because do we get the impression it's just kind of like lurking on this one spot, doing some guarding?
That is definitely possible. It could be on a patrol route as well. You're not entirely sure. So just to set the scene a little bit more for you, you're currently on like a little trail. The path does, or not the path, but like the cliff face essentially they're on does widen up ahead. And that is approximately where you saw this guard drake. There is another steep cliff currently on your right side and a drop on the other. You could try to climb over or try and cut under and below the guard drake. Or you could go straight ahead.
I know a little draconic if we need to speak to it, but I'd rather not if we can avoid it.
Well, you're in luck because I do too.
You would know that they can understand Draconic, but they usually can't speak it. And they're not exactly, with your 21 on your check, Lorta, they don't exactly allow to be, they're not really the type of thing you can reason with.
Okay.
They follow orders, and that's about it.
Okay.
So we got under, over, or through?
Under, I think.
Okay, let's be safe about this. You two are probably the, let's be honest, the least athletic. Do you wanna get on Maya and Muck's backs? Because then I can boost Maya and Muck's capabilities so that we can be a bit stronger and carry you, or I could boost your capabilities and then we all go on our own, but like together.
I mean, I know that I've kept this kind of fairly to myself, but I'm pretty good on my feet, and I'm in a place where I'm better on my feet than you are. So, I don't need any.
Sorry,
additional
didn't
help.
mean to patronize.
No. It's more just keep your abilities, and I'll be okay.
I can't remember, Dagmar. How do you fall on the ruling about whether climbing stuff is athletics or acrobatics?
It is athletics.
Okay, I knew someone I
Yeah.
played with.
Yeah. No, it is.
We backflip along the cliff.
Yes.
Along the cliff, like shimmying along the cliff, I would allow acrobatics. Going up is going to be straight strength.
Well,
having done some rock climbing, it's
Yeah.
mostly strength.
How far up do we need to get? I'm pretty strong.
Yeah.
It would probably, going up, probably be at 25 feet.
I thought we were going under.
Under, you can go as, like, the drop down is probably 200 feet.
Oh.
I mean,
so we've got to basically either climb over or sneak past this.
Yeah.
Roderick.
Well, or you could climb down part ways and then shimmy, but that drop, if you fall, is a lot longer than if you were to drop from.
Ooh.
Maybe let's keep the stakes low. Maybe we should go over.
I have a stupid plan.
Then we're not doing it. This is not the time
No.
to be stupid.
No, it's not stupid as in it's a bad plan. Okay, so I can do the illusory sheep, right? I could do the illusory sheep on a little platform. Jumps on the sheep. Actually, oh no, it's a drop. Plummets to its death.
It's got wings, Blurter.
It does not have wings.
No, it doesn't have
It doesn't have wings. Okay.
No.
Should we keep
That's
this simple
an option.
and just try to get past it?
Okay.
Also, if you've told us that it's guarding something, then someone's in charge of it, and if we kill it, someone's going to come looking.
Yeah, we don't want to go antagonizing more people than we need to.
Yeah. Let's leave no trace.
I'm just very worried about doing things that lead to people finding out more about us, and especially where.
And also, leading to people not liking us.
Yeah.
Like, being liked isn't everything, but killing someone's pet. Do we need to do that?
I mean, if it tried to kill us, maybe.
I twitch.
Yeah, but it hasn't tried to kill us yet. So let's just try and avoid that situation. But we do have illusion in the back pocket.
Yeah.
And in the other back pocket, shillelagh!
So you're just trying to sneak past it.
We're trying to go over.
Over. Okay. In that case, you have a climbing speed.
Mm-hmm.
You're
So,
fine.
Blurter, do you want to get on someone's back?
I mean, or I could just teleport up.
Yep, that works.
Sure.
Okay. Blurt and Misty Steps.
No, I will use my other one.
Face step, yeah.
I don't want to patronize Muck with enhanced ability, so I'll just enhance my own strength then.
Okay. In that case, both of you, please make me athletics checks to climb up.
Rachel, what's that face?
Or would you like enhanced ability as well?
No, it's too late. I've got a 13. But with
Do
a
you have a
plus 8, it's
science
quite
die?
embarrassing.
Okay.
I do
Do you
not
have-
have it. No.
No, whales are big.
Well, because whales are big.
Yeah.
Those are big. That was your science fact. Yeah.
Well, that's
Oh,
when
yeah.
they're small.
Nimba?
12 with advantage.
Okay. You scramble up up the side of the I don't know why it's worse when Alex does the motion. It was like the squirrel from Ice Age. You scramble up the side of the cliff, and Blurta appears beside you momentarily. Muck and Nimbo, you're not used to climbing in terrain like this. What you think are going to be good holds for your hands and feet turn out to be brittle and crumble off. M and Blurta, you can see from up top where you are now, a little bit further in the distance, not one of these guard drakes, but 4. 2 silvery blue, and 2 grayish white that are patrolling around the skeleton of a much bigger dragon. As yet another rock breaks under Nimbo's feet, it clatters down the side of the mountain, and 2 of the drakes swivel their heads in that direction and prowl through the undergrowth towards Muck and Nimbo. You've all got a moment to react. You can attempt to get up onto the cliff again if you want to with your action.
I was going to say, if there was ever a time for an emergency go.
Yeah.
Everyone has a moment to react.
I'm going to carry on trying to scramble up then.
Go for another athletics check.
Oh, it's an 11.
Yeah. In your momentary panic, as you hear not one but 2 of these creatures, you step on a piece of like a loose boulder that starts crashing down the mountain, taking you partially back down with it. That was Muck's attempt. Everyone else.
So Muck.
On you go.
So Muck is now slightly further away from the drakes because she has fallen down the mountain a bit.
No, she's fallen down towards the path where you started from.
Okay.
This is where you're climbing.
Wait.
This is the mountain. There's another cliff over here.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I'm so stupid.
How far away are they physically from us?
They are currently about, let's call it 30 feet below you because 25 is inconvenient. And probably about 60 feet in the distance still.
Okay, cool. And along this cliff face, like how wide does it stretch?
Where you're currently standing?
Yeah.
It is it's not super wide, it's maybe 10 feet wide.
Okay. Can I see like another patch of kind of cliffside or mountain that is separate from where we are, but within 60 feet?
Go ahead and make a perception check.
Cool. That's good. That's 16.
16. You spot a smaller ledge that is sort of halfway in height between where you are and where the drakes are. That's about 50 feet along.
Okay. In that case, I want to use my moment of awesome and cast Shatter and trigger a landslide to distract, to allow us all to scramble and run.
Okay, this is up ahead of you, so it will partially take out the path you were on as well.
I think that's fine. I think I'd rather us try and get over a bit of path than deal with 5 drakes that could potentially come at us.
Okay. Yeah, in that case, you cast Shatter. This thunderous roar echoes through the mountain pass as the drakes all look behind them. This ledge starts caving in, sloughing off down the mountain, taking out the path. The drakes that were closest to Muck and Nimbo, one of them scrambles backwards in time. The other gets hit with a piece of rock and is like halfway down the mountain before it manages to scramble back up, blood and ichor oozing from one of its wounds. You've created a rock slide in between yourself and the drakes.
Cool.
So has this bought us any more time? Has it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because the rocks are still sliding.
And the noise, I was hoping, was a distraction, so we could use that as a moment to book it.
So knowing that Muck is probably going to get the hang of this, third time's a charm, and knowing that there's not really much I can do to help Muck at this point, I'm going to use my action to try and scramble up. Athletics is going to be 14.
Okay. It's difficult still, especially the rock slide isn't affecting this particular part, but the noise and the vibrations of this thunderclap that's just rung out. It's making it difficult, and you will make it up, but you're not going to make it up immediately. Muck, are you going to try to get up as well?
Yeah, I am going to use my ring of jumping and cast jump on myself and just jump up.
Yeah, you managed to jump up, Nimbo, as you're like trying to find holes. You're like sliding back down. Like every climb up you go, you basically slide down another foot, and then you have to keep covering the same ground again. And Muck just jumps straight up past you.
I knew she didn't need help. So with this landslide going on, does that mean I have enough time to kind of scramble?
You've got enough time to get up, with the landslide, with the 14. It wasn't easy going. The landslide eventually quiets down. The drakes are on edge, but you can see them down below. You can now all see them hunkered around this skeleton. It sits here, sun-bleached.
It's the skeleton of a huge dragon.
It's definitely would at least have been an adult dragon, if not older.
Wow. Can we see anything else there? And is there a route past it or around it that doesn't take us too close to the drake?
So you can continue on the ledge you're currently on. It'll take you a little bit off path, but it does go in approximately the direction you want to go.
What the cat's saying then?
I'll look down at my feet.
They're heading along the ledge you're currently on.
I think we can go this way. Do we want to? Do you want to have a closer look at what's going on down there, or
closer? Maybe not. But
you can, when you're level with the corpse, basically, you can stop and look down if you wanted to make a perception check.
That's 16.
16. You can see glimmering dragon scales littered around. They all appear to be of a paler white hue.
Do you know any stories of big white dragons around here?
WtR pops off into a bush for a pee.
Don't eat the yellow snob.
I don't know. Can I make a history check? Or...
You can make a history check, yeah.
History is one of my... This wouldn't Nah, it's not with Fae Fiends or undead. Never mind.
No, it's
No.
dragons.
Yeah, I was saying what was under that particular thing. 25.
Nice. I think Blurt is back from the bush. With a 25, so you would know, and you probably would know, the Draconic is one of the sort of ancestral languages of the continent. So dragons played quite a important part in the creation of a lot of the first cities and first societies, but they are increasingly rare. The reasons for that aren't entirely clear. It's not necessarily a simple matter of they were being hunted a lot, because that generally wasn't the case. It was primarily a pretty friendly relationship between most dragons and most peoples. They just seem to have withdrawn from society.
Can we tell what killed it?
From up here, not really. And with the condition of the bones, you would need to make a closer examination.
Shall we?
Some questions weren't meant to be answered.
Yep. Don't die. Rule number 1.
We know that it's here, but
Spotted,
yes, don't
though,
die.
if you were to make your way back to this location, you'd probably be able to collect some parts from this dragon corpse, if that was your inclination.
I don't think the thought really crosses Nimbo's mind.
No.
He's more of a kind of let the dead rest type guy.
Yeah. Right. Leaving the guard drakes behind and following the cats further along the path. You eventually find a spot where you're able to make your way back down to the level where you had been previously, and follow another trail slightly further down into not a valley necessarily, but a gorge almost, between two mountains.
What's the difference between a valley and a gorge?
A gorge tends to have steeper cliffs either side, whereas a valley tends to be more like the space between two hills and mountains.
So more Tatooine than Nevada.
Yeah. Yeah. You're currently in Nevada.
Also tends to be that a valley will have a river in it.
Yes. Yeah. Although gorges tend to be made by rivers as well, but there currently isn't one here.
Science fact.
D8.
Well, this is more of a geography fact.
Oh, for Sam,
it's a science fact. You can tell whether a valley was formed by a river or a glacier by the shape. Because, as far as I remember, rivers tend to make V-shaped valleys and glaciers tend to make U-shaped valleys.
Yep.
Which is just, due to the different ways that fast-flowing water and slow-moving ice, like how they tumble the rocks and how they pick up sediment and how they bring it down from the watershed on either side as well.
High school geography for the win. I love an oxbow lake. That's why I remember from high school geography.
Sam and Khalil both get D8s.
I already have one.
You don't get an extra one then. And in that case, as you make your way through this gorge, can I ask Nimbo to please roll me a D6?
As you're rolling that, I will just be looking down at like my feet where the cats are being and just like looking at them, not able to like pin out one from the other, and just say like, do you remember how you used to hum lullabies to calm us when the storms were raging overhead? I remember that. Yeah.
One of them brushes up against your leg.
I don't know if I'm ready to say goodbye, but we're gonna try.
On that note, Nimbo, what did you roll, please?
4.
4, okay. In that case, can I get a D8? D8.
5.
Can you roll that again, please? We've already seen the orcas.
4.
Okay. Oh, this will be fun. You start to smell goats
Blurter.
and smoke. Could still be Blurta, actually. Smoke and...
Do I smell the smell of, like, wood smoke and the smell of goats? Or the smell of burning goats?
Very
goats, wood smoke, and the faint scent of roasting vegetables.
Nimbo's stomach rumbles mightily, and it echoes across the gorge.
Potatoes or something?
I mean, we've been hiking for a while. Someone's making some stew. Do we want to...
Would they put us in the stew, though, is my concern.
Well, maybe it's the goats that are making the stew. You never know how things have changed since I was last here.
In Mountain Kingdom, goats stew you.
Okay, so do we want to... I mean, I'm sorry, I'm having to swallow my saliva. I'm starving, guys. Should we... Let's go have a look. We've been dodging drakes and orcas and landslides and fey portals all day. Let's have a bit of a chill. I am gonna cast guidance on myself though on my way as we're going.
Who's leading the charge here? Is it Nimbo?
I imagine probably Nimbo, right? Your
Nimbo is being pulled along by a cartoon like vapor finger. Like
I'm just going to be like a step behind Nimbo in case I need to intervene diplomatically.
As you step out of the gorge and reach a sort of like a clearing in the mountain, so it's not woodland, it's mountain, but clearing, you spot the source of the smell. A lovely campfire. Tended to with a tray of like a spit basically of different vegetables suspended over it. You can spot 7 goats all penned in on one side next to a little lean-to. The goats are chewing happily on grass and leaves and humming softly to himself. You spot the camper. A very large, very hairy troll.
Oh, that's great, because I speak giant, being a furbolg, and I think trolls also speak giant. As far as my my community members told me about, like a lot of my guardians in the Furbolg commune told me about other dialects of this language that we all share.
So this troll is not green-skinned as most trolls you've heard of. This one is sort of brownish, and it is much hairier than other trolls you've heard of. But you do believe they speak giant, yeah.
So I'm gonna...
As you approach in your kind of clangy armor, the troll looks up at you in giant, says, "Oh, wasn't expecting visitors. Hello."
Hello. So that's me speaking giant. We'll just translate that. Hi, sir. Oh God, we weren't expecting to come across anyone else up here. It's been a lonely walk. Sorry if we're intruding, by the way. We don't mean any harm.
Not
We
a
are
problem.
dressed for action, but it's just a precaution.
Oh, I'm always dressed for action myself. No, please.
And you look
please,
stunning.
come. Thank you. I've worked hard on this beard. Stroke from his chin and starts stroking all the way down his chest.
I send a message into Nimbo's mind going, "This is not the time for seduction."
It's not a sex thing.
That's the
title
this
of this episode?
It's a sex thing. It's not a sex thing.
It's
Please,
categorically not.
please don't, because that will not be like terms of service on YouTube.
We have an episode which is just called "fuck" in all capitals.
Yeah, we probably shouldn't have that.
But that's what we have.
So maybe let's not breach more TOS if we can avoid it.
Fair enough.
But yeah. So it was is it okay if we join you? Like we can, we've got some food that we could, share if we could share your campfire.
Absolutely. I only eat plants.
Oh yeah, I'm sure I've got some bean jerky somewhere.
And
in
I
here.
have some lovely cheese from the ladies.
Ah, nice. Hello, ladies. I say in goat.
This is.
I say hello, ladies. Not like hello, ladies, but like hello,
Not
ladies.
Not time
Not
for
a sex
flirting,
thing.
The troll invites you all in Giant to come and sit around the fire as
Sorry,
he
I've just seen
introduces.
the auto transcript, and it's just disappeared. But what it said is, "Hello, ladies. It's not a sex thing," all in one sentence, and I just what an opening line.
I'll call this episode "It's Not a Blank Thing." We'll be fine. The troll introduces himself as Malak, and introduces the ladies as well. Hold on, where are their names? As Zulia, May, Sesha, Tita, Julie, Mele, and Zia.
Nimbo greets them all by name, and starts to get comfortable, pulling out some bits of bean jerky and dried fruits and stuff to share with Malak. You guys come in? This smells amazing.
Thank you. It's all from the land.
Yeah, I am familiar with that, and I'm going to take off my boots of Elvenkind for a sec, just to kind of let my bare feet feel the soil again.
Very good. So,
you have your bare feet on.
it's not a sex thing. Don't fursuit in the woods, my friends.
or if you do, wear high vis if you're going to do it in America, so you don't end up meeting a small lump of metal very fast.
Does our new friend speak common by any chance?
Do you do you speak common?
I can do giant, goblin, and dwarvish.
I can translate.
Okay.
Could you ask? So, what was our friend's name again?
Malak.
Okay. I have honey that I could offer.
Lovely. That will go very nicely with dessert. I've got some berries, some cream.
Hand it over and I'll get you some more later, Nimbo.
Passes underneath Nimbo's nose. So, what brings you? As he starts, Malik starts adding some more vegetables to the spits. Now that he's got 4 guests for dinner, he asks, "Is it just Nimbo who understands giant?"
Yeah, but I don't mind.
Yeah, we'll say you can translate
Yeah.
constantly, so everyone can participate.
Yeah. It's like, when you're at a Brazilian restaurant and someone speaks Portuguese,
And then Khalil comes down from the skies and translates for us. This is what's always happened for me in Brazilian restaurants. Malak asks you what brings you this deep into the mountains.
I will say in common, let's not tell the full story.
So then I pretend to translate that, and I say, we've been visiting the town nearby, and we heard the mountains were really beautiful. Apparently there's a shrine around here. We're just, having a wander.
Oh, which shrine is that you're looking for?
I kind of finger the kind of the burnt wood amulet around my neck. Well, I've always been partial to Vias as a as a center of worship.
Well, very good.
You and me, you understand, we're connected to the world, connected to life.
Very much so. Very much so, yes. Well, that shrine, it's more of a temple, really. I don't think I'm welcome out there.
How come?
I've got my
You
own
seem
gods.
lovely.
I'm a troll.
I'm a furbolg. She's an orc.
Huh?
I said you're an orc.
Yeah.
My kind don't tend to be very intelligent. And that makes them a bit likely to act on impulse. And eat meat that's running away from them.
Oh, see.
I've had a weird
does that happen
encounter
to
in
you?
my youth. I had a weird encounter with a wizard as a child.
Not a sex thing.
Okay. So this this wizard unlocked something, like in your brain?
Possibly. I'm not sure. Only I started to think about morality, you know?
That's healthy. That's cool.
Yeah, well, I mean, I got kicked out by the other trolls when I
I'm
tried to
sorry.
explain to them. Well, I can't force them to change, but they can't force me to live like them either. So I've got the ladies, and we're happy, and I've got my own gods. So bias is here. I don't need a shrine.
Well, as long as you're happy with this life,
Certainly. I've got
Okay,
no
cool.
complaints. I tend to the land mostly around here. Occasionally wander a little bit further, but the ladies can't go too far. So we mostly just range around these parts, and I do what I can for visitors, the lost, the weary, and occasionally the dead.
Well, we're two of those. We're
Are we
weary
three?
visitors.
Oh.
I thought
Oh,
for
yeah,
a
we're not
second
lost.
one of you might be dead.
Oh no.
Okay, good.
Um,
Good. Because I've seen some.
Not for lack of other people trying.
Yeah, not anymore.
Malik points at M. So, if you like your friend here, was a while ago. I did take care of them. In the later, second part of, what comes after.
I pass that on in full to M.
What does that mean? And I'll look at the cats. And I'll look
They
back at Nimbo.
rub against your legs and then settle around the troll's legs.
Did he know them? I'll ask Nimbo. My mum.
Yeah, you're saying you laid them to rest, right?
Yes. It was
Did you,
it was a sad day.
Did you meet them before they passed that barrier?
No, I'm afraid not. I came upon them only after. The Enkaina, they're sneaky. You only see them if they want you to, you know?
Ain't
But
that
they
the
leave me
truth?
alone. I leave them alone. I'm sure there's more around, but I remember those three.
Was it clear what happened to them?
Something amoral.
Man or beast?
I don't pass the something amoral along. I don't translate that because that just seems like rubbing salt on the wound. I just say he doesn't know exactly what happened.
Did it look like it was man or beast?
Well, I know. Where are they resting?
I can take you there if you like. It's maybe another hour. I go and visit sometimes. It seems like, you know, the right thing to do. Sure they're not forgotten.
Assuming Nimbo is passing this back and forth, but
yeah, absolutely.
Being told that we could be taken there, I start to hyperventilate.
Ooh, Muck comes and puts no, grabs you by the shoulders and just says breathe, breathe, and then gives you a big hug. And like breathes very deeply so you can feel her breathing.
And I know this isn't the answer long term, but if you need me to, I can level things out for a few minutes if you need.
No,
my fingers sparkle.
I need to feel this.
That's fair.
But I appreciate it.
Muck, let's go.
I'll look at the troll and just say, I'd like to go.
Right.
Thank you.
Just let me grab a couple of things and we can go. He busies himself briefly in the lean-to. Opens the gates to let the goats out. It seems the goats are coming with you. And starts leading the way through a patch of forest at first, before tracking further up the mountain again. After about an hour, the cats suddenly dash forward. And you come to a little plateau that you have not set foot on in a very long time. You can see a little cavern where you grew up and sat sort of in the center of this plateau are 3 cairns. Some of the stones as you approach, the cats all settling one at each. The stones, some of them are carved with intricate patterns. It looks like the foliage, weeds, moss have been removed regularly from these stones. They have been well tended.
I'll wander forward and drop to my knees in front of the middle one.
It's slightly larger than the other 2.
And reach out a hand and place it on the cairn. I miss you so much.
You feel a warm sensation enveloping you. The cats aren't cats anymore for a moment. And for a moment, you all watch as surrounding M kneeling in front of this cairn, you see a larger female Ankaina and two small kits.
I'm so sorry I couldn't stop it.
You hear this in your head, Em. That was never your job. I'm only sorry that I could not do more for you. But I am so proud.
Why did the mountains betray us?
It wasn't the mountains.
It
It was the man.
We're meant to be safe here.
We were.
Why did he come looking?
Because you were chosen. By our people. We are descendants of the Snow Song. And you carry a lot of power within you. And he wanted that for himself.
No, it's not right.
No. It's not.
I
would not change my actions.
All I know is emptiness.
It's not true.
I'm a shell. I'm just lost. But
your convictions are stronger than those of any I have ever seen. You know who you are. You know where you come from. We have always been with you. We always will be.
are you able to rest?
It's not easy. To come with you. To see what you do. To keep you safe.
Would you like to rest?
I would like you to visit.
Oh, I know the way now.
Malak will always show you should you ever forget. But your siblings and I, we're tired. We can give you some. I can give you some of my strength.
So I can carry you with me.
But this always.
Okay. I slowly begin to take off the bangle around my wrist.
You feel the connection to the bangle break. but not the connection to your family. You feel something where previously you may have felt an emptiness. Something inside you fill up with love and understanding and pride. You feel the small paws of your siblings against your hands before they fade. The weight of your mother's hands on your shoulders lessens.
Don't go. You can't. Don't go.
Ways here. One firm press, and then it lightens. And it remains.
What does that mean?
But at the same time, you feel something settle in front of you. Always there.
I love you all.
We love you.
And then I'll just wipe my eyes, turn to Malak. I know that he can't understand me, but just thank you.
Thank you.
He comes over, very gently projecting his movements, places a hand on your shoulder. With the other, hands you a flask filled with sweet, hot tea. Turns to Nimbo. I think your friend can use this.
Tea, the most powerful healing potion there is.
It's all I can do.
It won't solve every problem, but there's no problem that can't be made better with a good cup of tea.
That's definitely true.
Thank you so much, Malik. I can't believe our luck in bumping into you. We're so grateful. I don't know how to thank you. Is there anything that we can do for you, or way that we can help you? You've been so selfless.
Do you know who did this?
I think M has a decent idea.
I think in that case, morality decides. I'd like you to make them pay.
I translate this.
Would you like to stay here tonight? Or we can go back to my camp?
If you translate that, I
Oh, absolutely. Yep. Yeah, I'm translating that and
yeah.
Waiting for
I'm
M.
assuming things are being translated, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I think it'd be good to stay one night.
Yeah. Well, the cave's pretty cozy, but I'll start a fire, and I brought a picnic. As Malik leads the goats first into the cave.
Malik, do you drink?
I never have.
Maybe an emotional evening is not the best time to start. But you're welcome to try
if you've got a
if
bottle
you'd
to
like.
leave. Maybe that's something else you could do for me? I share my
sure.
meal, and you share me something of your culture.
I have a bottle of wine.
Absolutely.
I have
I'll save that for a festive moment, perhaps. Not one of.
You could also use it in a stew if you wanted. That'd be pretty good too.
Interesting. I do like to experiment.
if M wants to drink tonight, then Nimbo will drink with them and share with Malak. If M doesn't want to, Nimbo's not going to get hammered with a grieving friend.
Yep.
I think that M probably would at least have one drink to toast.
And with that toast, this kind of cathartic life milestone moment witnessed by all of M's friends and and this new friend who has been such a pivotal connection between what we've been looking for and our journey. I think that counts as a ceremony of some description. Could that be a coming of age ceremony for M?
Absolutely.
And so for the next 24 hours, whenever you make an ability check, you get a plus D4. Because growth.
Amazing. Thank you so much. I think I will sit quietly with the drink and maybe saying this to Yarrow, not to the rest of the group. Maybe go sit at the kind of edge of the plateau and look out into the... Actually, I look at the sky. Look at the stars. We're quite high up. What's the weather like?
Yeah, there's a lot of stars up here, yeah.
Okay. And just saying to Yarrow quietly that no one else can hear that. Something that I think has always been underestimated of me is that I am a nice person.
I've never thought that.
So you get me. I'm not a nice person.
I'm gonna go fuck up that bastard.
I was only ever really nice for them, and he took them from me.
You've got new people to be nice for.
Yeah, I know. But
Just don't have to be nice all the time.
We'll think about niceness when this is over.
Oh, yeah.
But I've been thinking.
Yeah.
Do I want to give him the satisfaction of things ending when I get to him? Or do we make him run into the night, knowing that every time he sees a pair of emerald green eyes in the darkness, that perhaps it's me, perhaps it's you.
I do like that.
Make him run.
I've always wanted to be the stuff of nightmares.
Just see how far he gets.
I think a corrupt piece of shit mayor who collects people. I think that would be easy to do. Get the fucker. That lot will help you.
He will.
Your family will be proud of you, and the nice troll will be proud of you, and that invisible bastard that's around here somewhere will be proud of you too.
He's weird.
You're his descendant.
Yeah, you don't pick your family.
No, I just wasn't expecting that.
Well, it's a lot to live up
Why
to.
did you get shiny armor?
I don't want shiny armor. Why do you want to stand out?
I want shiny armor.
You can't die.
Not on this plane.
Yeah.
We go through that portal, eh?
No. Maybe once this is all over.
That's where Mr. Peanut Butter came from.
Oh. I'm not sure I want to meet him again.
Oh, he's not. He's on this side now.
Oh, well, good. More light come through there?
I don't know. Haven't met him yet.
Well...
Don't know what's come through. Only saw him and his weird piano.
What if we make him run through there? some fucked up shit.
Yeah,
through
let's
that
do that.
portal, right?
Definitely, yeah. I mean, Blurta's family came from there at one point too.
Wait, what?
Eladrin.
Learning a lot. I think it's time to turn in. But
Probably. I've had too much to drink.
you haven't had anything.
That's what you think.
Make him run through the portal.
We'll make him run through the portal. As the four of you, a friendly troll, a pika familiar, and 7 goats settle to sleep inside a small cave. It's very warm in there. It smells very goaty. You fall asleep in a slightly changed world. Prepare yourself for the journey back to Elmsford, to revenge, the following day. And
Nimbo says goodnight to all the goats by name.
I didn't write down all the names, so I'm not giving you those again.
There's a Patricia in there somewhere.
There isn't a Patricia. I wrote down 2 of them, but there was no Patricia. There's a Julie and a Zia, and that was it.
No, you're drawn to Julie, right? Because it's close to Julep.
Julep, yeah.
Yeah. Muck whispers to Malik, I speak Dwarvish, by the way. I didn't think that would ever be useful, but now it is. And then goes to sleep.
That's fantastic. We'll have a chat in the morning. And on that note, I think that's where we're going to wrap up the most emotional D&D session we've ever done. Possibly on stream, on all of Science and Sorcery, in all of our content.
In all of history.
Quite possibly.
Do we need to vote on
I
Moment
don't
of
think
Awesome?
we need to vote on MVP, and it's a good thing you used that you did that shatter earlier, Sam.
Actually, I vote for
started
Muck's
dissociating
backflip.
The backflip was fucking awesome.
Can we get a double
Sam had
award?
it last week anyway.
God, can we get a double award?
I mean, I've got the ceremony next time. I've got D4s
Yeah.
and everything.
No.
I think wrapping up one part of M's backstory here, and losing a very powerful magic item in the moment. I think absolutely deserves both a ceremony and an MVP.
I need to deep
That was
I love Malik.
Yeah.
Malik is. I will admit
I wanted
to
to
the
come with
audience
us.
and to you. That was actually what I had on my random table, and I had made a note. If this was the last encounter, that Malik was gonna be the one who buried M's family. And it just happened to work out that way.
I finally rolled good.
So I think what we're going to do is we're going to take a moment to decompress off stream and catch up with each other there. But thank you all so much for watching. We will be back next week with more Witness to Ruin. See you then, folks. Good night.
Bye.